And welcome to my YouTube channel where I empower entrepreneurs and executives over 35 to build purpose-filled personal brands and make more money online. Today, we're diving into the crucial topic of overcoming fears and assessing risk. So if you're ready to tackle those fears that you feel like have been holding you back from launching into your full potential, then stick around. By the end of this video, you'll have the 7 strategies I've used personally to stop fear from lying to me and stopping me from reaching my full potential and taking those important risks in life. I want you to stick around to the end of this video because at the end of this video, I'm also going to share my life-changing strategy for assessing risk to make sure that each of your business ideas, your brand ideas, and your content creation ideas are going to lead you to success. I'm Danielle Kimmey Torrez, marketing expert and personal branding coach. And if you enjoyed this video, I hope that you'll give it a like and click that subscribe button so you don't miss any future videos. So let's start with a fundamental question. What is fear? Well, fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that something is dangerous or a real threat. And there are 2 main types of fear. You have your rational fear and your irrational fear. Real fear is very useful in that it helps keep us from imminent danger. Have you ever faced a situation where fear was actually helpful for you? I would love to know in the comments how that fear actually helped you. But truly, not all fear is beneficial. Irrational fears are often what stop us from pursuing our dreams. For example, I used to have a phobia of bugs. I know I'm working on it. Even now, sometimes we'll have some of those huge Texas bugs and I won't even want to walk out of my door because I have this irrational fear that they're going to come and jump on me. Ridiculous, I know, but there's so many phobias that can stop us from doing things that we want to do in life. Fear of balloons, fear of clowns, fear of spiders, whatever it may be. Do you have any of those irrational fears? If you do, I'd also love for you to share that in the comments. Even more dangerous than a phobia, there is a real fear called anxiety. And unlike that short-lived, adrenaline rush that fear gives us, anxiety can have long-lasting effects on our body. It can lead us to a weakened immune system. It can lead to insomnia, and it can even lead to depression. So where does this fear and anxiety come from? This is very important for me because I believe that all answers that we need are found in the Bible. And in the Bible, in the very beginning, in the story of Adam and Eve, we see that fear was introduced by the serpent's deceit, and it led Eve to doubt God's abundance and his truth. In Genesis 2:8, we see that God puts Adam and Eve in the middle of a garden. So that speaks of beauty, plenty, variety, experience, and their needs being met. In Genesis 2:10, he put a large river running right through the middle of everything. So that speaks to an unending source of irrigation, refreshing, and a path of exploration. In Genesis 2:11, God gave them gold. I love that part. He also gave them resin and onyx. God gave them wealth from the very start. And what a great picture that is for us of the abundance that God has for his people. And then in Genesis 2:15, God gave them a purpose. With all of this abundance and blessing, how in the world did they get to fear? Remember, fear needs a real and present danger, which didn't even exist in the Garden of Eden. The serpent actually introduced anxiety by twisting God's words and making them feel like there was something that they lacked. Does this sound familiar? Do you ever experience fear of lack, fear of failure, fear of what other people might think? These fears can truly cripple our process and crush our future potential. So I want to give you 7 strategies to combat these fears. Okay, number 1 is bringing in truth. What does the Word of God say? I encourage you to speak life over yourself and speak it out loud. There is power in the tongue. There's power in your words. So you don't want to just fight thoughts with thoughts. You want to fight those thoughts with actual words of truth spoken about your situation. Then you want to train your mind. This is where I think daily affirmations really, really help. I do not believe in manifesting. I think that's a counterfeit principle to speaking the word of God. But what I do believe is that when we're affirming, we're speaking good things, we're speaking blessings over ourselves and blessings over other people, when we're reminding ourselves verbally about our goals and what we're trying to reach, I do believe that our minds and our bodies will align and they will help us get to those goals and actually refuse to stop just because we experience a certain kind of fear. Next, we want to put in the work. Confidence comes from action. There are no shortcuts, so don't bother looking for them. There is nothing worthwhile that you can get just like that. So you want to put in the reps, put in the work, make the content, do the posts, do whatever it is that you know that you need to do, because putting in the work is where you're going to get the confidence to take it to the next level. Next, you want to pray and exercise. Make sure that you're strengthening your mind, strengthening your spirit, and strengthening your body. I don't believe in the start on Monday. If you really want to combat these fears and you really want to bring success, do it today. Pray out loud today. Exercise for real, move your body today. Then avoid junk. Be mindful of what you consume. Be mindful of what you put in your body. Be mindful of what you put in front of your eyes. What you ingest is very important. And so you want to make sure that you're eating healthy foods and watching and reading things that are building you up and not tearing you down. Next, make sure you're setting time for your own goals. When I say that when you're over 35, we have so many responsibilities. Some of you maybe are married, some of you are not. Some of you have kids, some of you don't. Some of you have 9-to-5s, and some of you have businesses that you're running full time. Whatever it is, your to-do list is probably unending at this point in your life. And so you want to make sure to actually write yourself in your calendar. This is hard for all of us, but you are worth your own goals. And if you don't write them in your calendar, if you don't make time for them, they're not going to happen. You have to prioritize you. And finally, get accountability. Fighting fear, strengthening yourself, building confidence, none of these are things that you want to do alone. Find some support. Find an accountability partner, someone you can link arms with that will actually encourage you to do the things that you said you were going to do on a day-to-day, month-to-month, quarter-to-quarter, and year-by-year basis. By the way, if you're dealing with some of these fears or you just know someone who is, I have a download that I wrote. It's a workbook on overcoming fears for the 30-plus entrepreneur. So it's in the comments. Be sure to check that out and share it with someone who needs it. Let's talk about assessing risk. It is crucial to know the risks associated with your ideas. Not every idea is going to be a great one, or an idea may be great, but you just need a better strategy to actually make it happen. For instance, if you're a school teacher and you love your job, but you also want to make a lot of money, there are going to be some serious strategies that you have to put in place to make that financial dream a success. Things like maxing out your 401k, things like starting a passive side income, etc. Maybe it's, teaching an online course, since that's something you're already really good at. Regardless of what it is, you're going to need to put additional pieces into place in order to achieve your goal. And so assessing risk is how we know what pieces we need to put in play. Now, personally, I'm more of a dreamer than a planner, so I actually love the process of dreaming up an idea. And the more arduous process of sitting down and making a plan is not my favorite. But I make a daily plan, I make a weekly plan, a monthly plan, a quarterly plan, and each of my goals has a plan associated with it. So when you're assessing risk, you want to make sure to sit down and make your plan A, your best case scenario, wouldn't this be amazing if plan. Next, you want to make a plan B. Now, for most people, making a plan B means that if I don't get plan A to work, at least I have a backup plan. Well, I don't see plan B like that at all. I see plan B as another way that I can get to the same goal. Plan B should never be a backup in case of failure. Really, it's just another route to the same success. So this is very important to differentiate, because thinking, oh, what if I fail, is the first step towards failure. Your primary thought, even when you're assessing risk, should be, how many people can I help when this succeeds? What will happen when I succeed? What are all the ways that I could make sure that I succeed? And once I succeed, what are some of the other things that I would like to do? This thought process alone has allowed me to dream big and not get stuck on the, oh my goodness, how am I going to implement this? How am I going to make this a reality? But no, let me make 10 plans, all that will lead me to success, because if plan A doesn't succeed or things don't go my way, I have all these backup plans that are keeping me focused on the same desired result. I want you to think about some of the fears that have been holding you back personally. Some of the things, those deep-seated fears and emotions that have been stopping you from going farther in your business, going farther in your brand, stopping you from posting content online, whatever it may be. What is the fear that has been stopping you? Okay, so it is exercise time. I want you to really think through, what fear is it or what anxiety is it that's been holding you back. Then I want you to take a moment and write down an affirmation that you can use on a daily basis to combat that exact fear. Okay? Now, once you've got it, please go ahead and write it in the comments so that we can all share in it and also benefit from the truth that you're speaking over yourself. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Give it a like. It helps my videos out a lot, and it also helps me get this great news out to other people who want to build a thriving personal brand and make more money online. Until next time, we'll see ya.